はい、それでは皆様お時間になりましたので、大阪スプリングボードを始めさせていただきます。私は公益財団法人大阪産業局の石飛と申します。今回のスプリングボードは北欧編となりまして、Meet with Nordic スタートアップということで、10社のスタートアップが、本日は登壇をいたします。ご視聴いただいている皆様には、最後にアンケートフォームを、事務局の方からお送りをいたしますので、もしその10社の中でコンタクトをしたいスタートアップ企業がございましたら、ぜひそちらのアンケートフォームの方にご記入の上、事務局までお問い合わせをくださいませ。それでは10社のピッチをここからご覧いただきます。ではご視聴の方どうぞ。
Hi, konnichiwa. My name is Marcus Porvari. I'm the CEO and founder of Hyperin, the management platform for commercial real estate. And Hyperin is actually not a startup. We're a scale-up, a global company nowadays. We already started in 2008. We're very fortunate to cater a few of the biggest conglomerates in the world. Blackstone, Inca Centers, the company behind IKEA, MTR in Greater China, and now looking to expand in Japanese market. And what makes Hyperin is great is that we can really value or create value to your property, whether you are a management property company or a real estate operator. So we increase the tenant satisfaction. We bring you more advertisement sales from non-rental sources. So our customers are achieving even 20% of revenue growth coming from non-rental sources in their properties, meaning the advertisement sales on the locations or online. Also, we do the consumer and visitor engagement apps, whether they're loyalty programs for the shopping malls or then tenant or business-to-business apps for the business parks or mixed use. So we are covering a lot of asset classes nowadays because this business is also transforming. And we have a platform as a service offering, which includes all the best of breed applications to run your everyday operations in a property management level. So we have divided our platform into 3 different categories: the Hyperin Manage, Monetize, and Connect. So Manage is all of those back-end solutions to get rid of your spreadsheets, emails, and phone calls with your tenants and have everything up to date in a digital process with a dashboard view, and including sales reporting, footfall analytics, and big data from your visitors and your business-to-business tenants. Then we do have the revenue generation I explained a little bit earlier, so an online sales platform where you can sell all of your advertisement spots, even online and physical promotion places, to boost that revenue stream to your daily property operations. And then we do have the Connect services, which are the consumer and visitor engagement applications, digital signage, a website, campaign websites for the shopping malls. So our platform does offer all of those features for every property, and it's very integratable and customizable and localizable for each market, as each property is managed a little bit differently. So why we are here? We're extending our Asia offices from Singapore and Hong Kong to look at the Japanese market. I know that the market is a little bit different and it's run by very big conglomerates, so maybe we can only serve one, but we are here to kind of open up doors to find out, looking for joint ventures, technology partners to make our way to the market. So really glad to be here, and thanks for listening. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Good afternoon. My name is Amin. I am COO and co-founder in Alex Labs. We are a Swedish startup working on chip manufacturing industry. Electronic chips, the most important elements in our laptops, iPhones. They have enabled us to achieve artificial intelligence, IoTs. But there is a more demand to have a more powerful chips, right? However, chip production is very, very costly and complicated process. Every time we are trying to fit more transistors into single chip, the cost increases substantially and exponentially. Europe already stuck in 10 nanometer, and chip manufacturing is already monopoly by TSMC in Taiwan and Intel in basically US. So there is no European player for chip manufacturing. Not only the cost increases, but also sustainability element increases substantially when we are going to smaller dimensions. Energy consumption, water consumption, CO2 emission, they are all important elements for chip manufacturing. What is happening at the moment is that the companies like TSMC, Intel, IBM, Rapidus, they buy expensive machinery from ASML, 300 million euro each, and then they combine it with complicated machinery to go to smaller dimensions. In Alex Labs, we found a way to simplify the processing by a single unit fabrication over there. So we have a technology, we have discovered the technology, and we have built an equipment which simplifies the chip manufacturing. It eliminates the need for several equipment, and by doing so, we reduce the investment cost. And since it is less machinery, we reduce the energy consumption, we reduce the CO2 emission, and we reduce the water usage. Our studies show that our technology, in comparison to other technologies, reduce the investment cost and chip manufacturing cost by up to 40%. The same goes with all sustainability elements, that we are reducing all these sustainability parameters substantially in comparison to what is happening at the moment. We have built the first equipment, our alpha version. It is operational in our laboratory in Sweden. We are running POC with this machinery. However, chip industry is multi-phase industry. We have an alpha tool, but we need to go to beta tool, which we have started building and manufacturing the beta tool, which hopefully will be acquired by chip manufacturers in Japan, in Taiwan, and in the US. Why we are in Japan? Japan is a place for chip. It has been a place for chip, and it will continue to be a place for chip manufacturing. The ecosystem is huge, from fabricators to tool equipments fabrications, and also to device manufacturers. There are a large number of companies here, but I have just a few of them: Rapidus, Tokyo Electron, Fuji, Kioxia, Canon, Hitachi, which we have ongoing collaboration with them. We are running lots of tests and POC with these companies. Not just Japan, we have extended network all over the world. We are running a POC with Intel. We are running several demos with European manufacturers. At the moment, we have several ongoing collaboration in Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. The company started back in 2019. We have done pre-seed, seed. At the moment, we are raising 15 million euro Series A fund, which more than 2/3 of it is secured, and we are also looking for VCs and CVCs to join us to fill the remaining fund. The company's the headquarters is in the city of Lund in Sweden. We have another office in Dresden. Soon we will have another office in Eindhoven to fill the triangle of chip manufacturing in Europe. The company is led by experts in the field, and we have 3 Swedish and the Dutch investors helping us to commercialize our technology. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, and I'm Edwin. I'm CSO of Lorita, and we like to provide simple and sustainable AI-powered nano texture-based skin analysis. So now, why nowadays skin analysis is not sustainable? Because the patients need to go to the doctors for skin sampling and also for the observation. And also the optical method can generate a lot of error while there's a different skin color. And also prism method, they cannot go to nanoscale. So they can not observe very cell level difference. Okay, so what we provide, actually our method is very simple. We just use a tape the skin, and ship it to our analysis center. And this is a penless, and also we reduce the carbon footprint because the patient doesn't need to go to the hospitals. And we don't care about the skin color because we are measuring the topography. We're not using optical method. And our image is analyzed by deep learning models. And they are super good at recognizing the patterns. So this is our technology. And we develop a system can image the skin cells in nanoscale 100 times better than conventional system. And we patented it already. And we fed it more than 20,000 image in nanoscale and to train a model. And what we can provide, you can see the clear difference. This is a healthy skin, and this is a diseased skin. So healthy skin, you cannot see anything from just look at the skin in macro scale. But in nanoscale, you can see many small dots at the surface. And we published the data in the high-ranking journal already. And we are the only method can differentiate healthy skin and the diseased skin in the very early stage. So we can see the difference. And one skin tape, we can extract 5 parameters, and including the skin barrier function, the skin age, and the hydration and UV protection, and also the cosmetics efficacy. Actually, we cannot put it on the slides. Our method can measure your skin and tell you if you have eczema or not. And also can tell you if the skin is from Netherlands or from Denmark with 95% accuracy. So we got some nice research funding, and we also supported by well-known dermatologists in Netherlands, in Denmark, in Taiwan. And right now, we are collaborating with a really large pharmaceutical company in Denmark, Holeo, and also the skincare company. And this one company is giant in Paris, but we signed NDA. Can I mention their name? Actually, we start our company in December last year, just 5 months old. We are forced to start the company 1 year early because they have a lot of skin sample want us to measure. Why we are in Japan? Because I think we both embrace precision and quality. And also, we also facing the higher aging population. We need good analysis before the skin become disease or become aging. By the way, Ueno-san, anybody know her? Do you know how old is she? No? 72. So she proves the age just a number. And we would like to collaborate with Japanese companies to discover how we can do that, how we can make all the women be like her. So we are looking for a Japanese pharmaceutical company and also cosmetics company. And we are going to do the clinical trial analysis for them. And also, we are looking for strategic investor because we would like to make our impact much larger. And together, let's make a greener and smarter world together. Thank you.
こんにちは。My name is Micah Kampa. I'm co-founder and CEO of Nobon. We're a Swedish climate fintech developing an operating system for climate finance. We help green project developers develop, finance, and scale green projects to be able to solve the climate crisis. The climate crisis is a global phenomenon that affects all of us from Japan to Sweden and everywhere in the world. There's a gap of 7.5 trillion that we need to meet in order to meet the global climate goals. And right now, we stand at like 1.5 of the investment. At the same time, climate is an opportunity. Climate assets offer returns of 10 to 15% that have low correlation and provide meaningful impact. We see a lot of demand from corporates, investors, and growing at an estimated rate of $40 trillion by 2030. At the same time, developing climate projects is a challenge. It takes 3 to 5 years for projects to reach financial close to be able to get corporates and investors to participate. Why is that? Because there's no unified infrastructure for developers to seamlessly work with investors and access corporate demand to be able to work in unison, and nature-based projects are very unbankable and illiquid, and there's no market or unified global market to be able to access finance. As a result, capital gets stuck, which makes projects stall, and the speed and acceleration we need not happening. Nobody's operating system for climate finance. We provide a network through which developers, corporates, and investors work together to be able to scale climate finance and to invest in climate assets. We've built a system that provides an infrastructure where both project developers, corporates, investors can work together, and they can access the data that they need to be able to develop and scale climate assets. We digitize every step of the climate capital formation, from onboarding projects to generating key documents that are needed with the help of AI, but we can also work with existing documents that have already been registered. We integrate with monitoring, reporting, and validation platforms that provide data from satellites, IoT, drones that are used to decide and to know where the projects are and how they're performing. We provide an infrastructure for tokenizing investment vehicles where companies can and investors can put capital, and we have that set up in global jurisdiction. Investors and corporations can use the platform to manage assets, to receive reports, and also trade their carbon credits or other types of assets. We charge at every critical point where capital moves. We charge platform fees, setup fees, and monthly fees, as well as transaction fees when our project developers and corporations trade assets on the platform. And for managing the investment vehicles, we charge a setup fee and a management fee for where the ownership or the investment structures operated. We're starting in Africa. Why? Because for many companies, especially Japanese trading companies, they have global supply chains, and a lot of the resources that they source are in developing markets. And in these markets, it's challenging to develop projects that are very transparent, that meet global standards for sustainability. It's also where there's the biggest gap for climate finance, falling at below 3% of the entire capital finance flows. We've secured $750 million worth of an active pipeline of climate projects that are already deployed on the Nobon platform, regenerating up to 360,000 hectares of land, and of which we've already raised $1 million in pre-financing and are in the process of securing a $10 million offtake. We have onboarded local governments as customers, providing natural assets that can be off-taken and can be supported, and worked with local and international developers in these projects. We've started in Africa, but we're not stopping in Africa. We're scaling our solution to support nature-based infrastructure in other parts of Asia and in Latin and South and in the LATAM region. And we see a broad opportunity in other types of alternative assets that also lack a similar infrastructure to be able to access different types of capital, from corporates to institutional investors. We're a seasoned team of operators. Both me and my co-founder Joachim come from industry. We've successfully built previous companies, and we are supported by a strong team of engineers that are in touch with what the challenge that we're trying to solve. We're supported by a senior advisory board featuring advisors from executives of Sweden and Denmark's largest banks, as well as a previous minister of Sweden that leads SIDA today, And with this senior advisory board, we are on our mission to disrupt climate finance. We're raising a seed round, but most importantly, we're seeking investment partners to invest in our pipeline of climate projects, as well as seeking companies that are looking to offtake or set up insetting projects. And we've had different discussions with Japanese corporations through the innovation teams, and it seemed like it's an area that has had interest, and we're here to explore a bit more and to learn on how we could cooperate. Thank you so much. Arigato.
Thank you. 3D printing has been shaping the future of manufacturing, while glass 3D printing is the last frontier in this field. Hi, my name is Chunxin Liu. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Nobula. In Nobula, we're bringing glass manufacturing to the next step. Glass is a hard-to-process material. Conventional glass manufacturing usually involves with big factory with production line producing glass part with simple geometry and low resolution. While for applications with highly functionalized glass part like optics and photonics, usually a clean room is required. While using clean room is very expensive. It includes more than $20 million investment for lithography machine, for etching process, and you need multiple professionals to run the whole process. And the production is really limited. It's not scalable. Well, in Nobula, we enable 3D fabrication of glass with no limit. In our technology, it's called direct glass laser deposition. It's a filament-based 3D printing process. We use glass fiber or glass wire as the raw material, and we use multiple laser beam as the heat source. The laser beam got crossed at one point, generate a high energy hot zone. Hot zone melt glass filament at 2,000 degrees. In this way, we can write with a 2,000 degree glass ink in 3D. The technology enables applications in optics, in photonics, in freeform glass part, and comparing with conventional clean room technology. There's no need for this kind of infrastructure investment. There's no size limitation. We have a real-time quality control and the overall investment for installing this kind of device is sub-$1 million. Using this technology, we've been validating building applications for freeform optics, for photonics, for art, for like glass microfluidics. And this technology is protected by 21 patent applications across 7 countries and areas. Together, we're enabling a $150 billion market, including applications within biotech, within medicine, for luxury good, and we're already working with those big players in the industries. Currently, we are at the market exploration process, and we're entering phase 2, which is to establish our market presence. We're also fundraising for those stages. Eventually, Nobula will be the well-known name when people mention glass fabrication. Nobula is supported by dedicated founders. We've been developing this technology from research since 2016. And now we are a team of 7 operating from Stockholm in Sweden. This is a very brief showcase of a glass mechanics that nobody else can do. We print it. It just takes a few seconds to print. And it's a spring that can withstand from minus 100 degrees up to 1,000 degrees. Now we're raising a $10 million round. And this will help us to finish up the phase 1 and across phase 2 for our commercialization. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Miho from Norwegian Mycelium AS. We launched a Japanese subsidiary 1 year ago, and we established Nomi Japan. And I'm the head of business development at Nomi Japan. Next page. Is there any clicker? Oh, sorry.
You want to restart again?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Opposite. So the problem that we are trying to solve is billions of liters of nutrients-rich side stream, which is also considered byproduct from a lot of food manufacturing companies. For example, sugar industries, milk industries, there are lots of side streams that are just throwing away. And also, for example, Japan, we only have 38% of food self-sufficiency rate. We need more food, but we are also just throwing away a lot of nutrients to the river and ocean. And we are tackling these issues with a small fungi. So we are using, for example, koji fungus that was used in Japan for the last 1,000 years. And we are using this fungi to transform the entire food system. Sorry. And how we do it? So we use side streams, so liquid-based byproduct, and that's the ingredients for us. And we are partnering with mainly dairy companies and also sugar-based companies. And we use our technology, fermentation technology. And the technology that we use is called biomass fermentation. And we use our fungi to break down all the nutrients from the side streams. And then this fungi will produce the protein. And that becomes biomass, and that's our product, mycoprotein. Mycoprotein has not been sold in Japan yet. This is a completely new protein source in Japan. And we are getting a lot of traction in Japan. We had a partnership with the biggest beet sugar manufacturing companies called Nitten Sugar Beet Manufacturing Companies, and we are converting their side streams into mycoprotein. We finished our POC last year, and now we are producing the first mycoprotein prototype to start selling in Japanese market. And we are also developing a lot of partnership with food companies to start selling this mycoprotein. And we already signed the first LOI with the major Japanese food manufacturer. And this is our timeline. So we are just developing our lab at first, but now we are developing our product, and we are starting to test a lot of mycoprotein product with some of the Japanese major food companies. And we are planning to establish a factory in Japan next year. And we will start a small commercial scale. Then we are planning to fully scale our business in 2027. And this is our team. Mostly half of our members are based in Norway, and they're all researchers. Basically, their backgrounds are bioprocesses and also food technology. And we have the leadership team. Some of them are coming from the tech industry. The others are coming from research background. And I'm the main operation at Japanese market. So this is us. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sophia, and I'm the founder and CEO of PaxFlow. PaxFlow empowers tour operators to streamline operation with automation, AI, and customer self-service tools. You can think of us like a supercharged Zapier, vertically aligned specifically for tour operators. And for those of you that don't know what Zapier is, it's like a no-code AI and automation tool. So we are solving the operational headache in tourism activities. We all know how easy it is to book a ticket online to go on a tour, but actually as soon as a ticket has been booked, most of the work still needs to be done on the planning side. And this is often a very manual, tedious tasks, usually done over Excel spreadsheets, email, and phone calls. And funnily enough, the booking platforms, the leading booking platforms in this sector, they fall short of true operational features. So we are like a value add-on on top of booking platforms. Tour operators are faced with many challenges. Here we list quite a few, and these need to be tackled often on a daily basis. These can be disruptions of a small or large scale, whether it's a volcano blowing off in the vicinity of your capital, earthquakes, just simple weather cancellation, cancelling whole days of tours. All this calls for a lot of manual work that often takes like days to solve, and we are automating all these processes. And also all the processes included in planning, like planning staff, planning vehicles, equipment, and most importantly, keeping your staff and customers informed every step of the way. So we do a lot of automated communication. So we are an all-in suite, like all-in-one operational platform. We are a modular platform where the solution works best together when all the modules are integrated. It's CRM, planner, and route for ground staff and flows, like our automation workflow engine. And then we also have customer-facing tools like manage my booking portals and applications. We are a value add-on, like I said, to leading booking platforms. We are already integrated with some of the top players in the market, including Bokun, which has actually been adapted for the Japanese market by JTB under the brand of JTB Bokun. And we are ready for global distribution. We have actually identified that there are 1,500 companies in the Japanese market that we could integrate with today, given that we would localize the platform. I'm going to share with you some case studies of some of the main sectors that we work with. We'll work with large excursion companies, optimizing operation. Here is an example of Grey Line in Iceland, where we are planning and optimizing pickup of up to 1,000 passengers a day in the city of Reykjavik. We are assigning drivers and resources based on booking data and providing real-time arrival and no-show reports to operation teams, and we've seen massive improvement in operational, like just productivity, and also reduction of errors and failed pickups. Another example is from a whale watching company in Tromsø. We actually work with several whale watching companies in the Nordic countries. Here we are collecting passenger details in order to create passenger lists similar to what you have on airplane. But I'm sure that most of you don't know, if you go on a boat tour, the chances of the boat tour operator actually knowing your name are less than 1% because they don't have these details. So there's an EU regulation that actually requires this to be done now. So we are collecting the information from guests and helping Brim Explorer onboard up to 500 passengers per tour, where they scan passengers on board and the scanner actually checks if all the details have been provided. And one of the automation processes is that this information needs to be delivered to the Norwegian authorities no later than 15 minutes after the boat leaves the harbor. Another example is on the automated communication side. We worked closely with Bus Travel in Iceland, another excursion company, on automating the communication with the passengers. We do automated messaging via HTML emails, text messages, and WhatsApp push notification and WhatsApp conversations. We recently also launched an AI chatbot that can answer frequently asked questions and booking-related questions from passengers 24/7. So that's one of the AI projects that we are working on. Just a little bit about the team. So over 30 years experience in travel and travel technology. Not going to dwell on that for long, but here are some of our achievements. We launched the company 2 years ago. We are venture-backed. We've raised 2.2 million in seed round funding. Also been awarded close to 700K in grants from the Technology Innovation Fund in Iceland. We already have customers in 15 countries, mostly in Europe, North America, and a little bit in Asia. And we are kind of here in Japan to sort of start our research, whether it's viable for us to enter into this market. Like I said, we are already integrated with one of the leading booking platforms in the country. And we are basically here to learn about the SaaS culture, the customer service culture, what it takes to set up companies. And we would prefer to partner with companies like Rakuten or JTB that could help us deliver the platform to the suppliers that they work with. So thank you.
Clothes that I've purchased online but will have to return. Did you know that 60% of all online clothing purchases are returned due to poor size and fit? This is not only frustrating for the customers, but the global fashion e-commerce is also expected to lose $194 billion by 2025, the equivalent of 2 garments for the entire world's population. It is also material waste of 92 million tons each year, the equivalent of the weight of 153 Burj Khalifas, the tallest building in the world. It is also a wardrobe that Mother Earth never asked for. Increased carbon dioxide emissions and material waste that cannot be returned. But there is a solution. Let me introduce you to size. So imagine that you see this stunning set on a retailer's website and wonder, how will it look like on myself? You click on the size tab here on the side, and the model on the model pictures will be transformed to you, so you see exactly how the clothes look like on yourself. And the global fashion e-commerce is expected to grow with a CAGR of 13%, while new textile waste regulations put pressure on retailers to find new return solutions. There we have already signed a letter of intent with 3 clothing brands, and size is perfectly positioned to lead this change. Can you explain why this is the case, Isabel?
Yes, because size is different. We offer a simple body scan, a profile that is done once but can be used across all clothing brands we collaborate with. And this means that the more clothing companies we manage to get on board, the more valuable we become. And this network effect increases value for both consumers and clothing retailers, driving rapid growth and building a strong competitive moat. And we do this by charging a one-time integration fee, which contributes to a high switching barrier and a lock-in effect. And once implemented, we charge the retailer a percentage of the order value for each purchase that is made with the help of size. And the LTV to CAC ratio indicates a scalable business model with a short payback period, which says it all. It's a win-win-win situation for investors, retailers, and the planet. Our founding team, Melody, Tuva, and I, has been laser-focused on market validation from day one. Our drive and background from Stockholm School of Economics, and as 3 young female founders, has received a lot of attention in Swedish media. But the technology isn't here yet, and that's why no one has solved this problem. But we will be the first. And to make this happen, we have strengthened our tech team. Ludwig, our CTO, is an experienced full-stack developer from AI Sweden, and we also have 3 tech interns helping him. And recently we also have a new partnership with Ventures, which will help us with technical development. And beyond our core team, we also have strong guidance. Ludwig, our mentor from Connect Sweden, Christopher, business developer from A Working Lab, and Victoria, our advisor and designer from Nelly. And she provides insights about materials and how garments interact with the body. We have a team, and we are going to expand it to be even sharper. We are building something groundbreaking, and for that, we need capital.
And that's why we're seeking $400,000 at a pre-money valuation of $1.7 million, mainly for the software development, but we also need tech competence, and we see Japan as in the forefront in this field.
So if you are ready to revolutionize the fashion e-commerce by reducing returns, enhancing customer satisfaction, and driving sustainability, then welcome to Size, your virtual fitting room. Thank you.
Hi, pleasure to be with you here today. My name is Vala, and I'm the CEO of Aurora Apollon. We are developing a very exciting aquaculture project in Iceland, where we are combining technology, pure Icelandic resources, and sustainable practices. We have a custom-designed, land-based aquaculture system, and that is really the strength of the project, is how scalable it is. It is fully stackable. I'm not sure if you could see how it's stacked up. No, you did not. It's supposed to be a video here, but never mind. So this system is called Sustain Cycle, and we have developed it ourselves This system, we can control the temperature, we can control the pH levels, which is very important for abalone cultivation, lighting, and so forth. And we're also aiming to become fully automated. So we are looking into automation partners as well, since we want to automate feeding, grading, cleaning, water quality monitoring, and so forward. This system gives us a competitive advantage because it's quite risk-free, it's very secure, so we can allow ourselves a longer growing period. So we're going to grow the abalone to a premium size, that is 100 grams or more. We own our own broodstock, which we actually got originally here from Japan. We got it from 3 different locations, Hokkaido, Iwate, and Miyagi. And we have been using the past decade or so to develop the broodstock so we can use it for aquaculture practices. And we also own Californian red, which comes originally from California and is actually a very endangered species today. So we're very proud that we have that and we can use it for cultivation and also doing a hybrid between the two. So we have a faster growing animals. So we manage all stages of the life cycle from juvenile production to harvest. So there is a high global demand for abalone, especially in Asia, which we find is a very, very interesting market. Most farms, they harvest quite early due to risks. Usually they don't allow themselves more than 2 summers and 1 winter because there are lots of diseases that could happen, or also because the abalones are very sensitive for temperature fluctuations, and also because of the pH levels of the ocean are getting very bad for creation of the shell in the juveniles. So we have this competitive advantage, and especially when you look into Japan, it's interesting that in 1970, because they're depending on the wild harvest of abalone, there was a harvest of 20,000 tons per year, but now in 2023, it's down to 680 tons per year. So it's a huge decline. So we see a huge opportunity here in the Japanese market. So this is our roadmap. We were founded in 2007, but beginning of the company, it went mostly into complete R&D phase. So we were developing the broodstock, we were developing the system, and also, mastering juvenile production, because it's a very sensitive procedure, and you need to have all conditions perfect, and that is where we have succeeded. We have secured a juvenile production facility and secured the land, hot seawater, and energy for upscaling in Reykjanes Resource Park. So we are now transitioning from this R&D phase of the company into a fully commercial company. And we started beginning of this year to produce juvenile for a 200-ton production. And we just recently landed a €3.5 million funding for the design of the facility, on-growing facility. So we are aiming to have the first 200 tons to the market in 2028, and we will scale up to 1,000 tons in 31. And it's around 3 years, the growing time of each animal. So the key to our success and the reason why we can cultivate a warm seawater species in the North Atlantic Sea is because of the geothermal heat we have access to. We have secured land in a very unique place. It's the Reykjanes Resource Park, where we are having access to hot seawater. So Reykjanes geothermal power plant is the only geothermal power plant in the world that uses cold seawater to cool down the turbine and returns it hot back. So now around 3,000 liters of hot seawater is going directly into the sea. So we're going to use this waste seawater and create a premium high-value species and a product that can be sold internationally. And also we are very close to the international airport, and we're aiming to sell the Apollon fresh to Japan. It can live for up to 50 hours. So what we are looking for, since we have still many years until we have the product coming into the market, we decided to start early and start to look for seafood distributors, automation and aquatech partners. We're also interested in looking into investors that would want to assist us in the scale-up stage of the company that is just happening right now. And also just experts in Japanese seafood market entry. I think it's very important for us to market our product accordingly and with a sustainable stamp. So, thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Good afternoon, everybody. And thanks to the organizers for organizing this whole thing and this whole trip and everything that goes with it. I know it's complicated. So my name is Svavar, and I am the head of sales and marketing for Algalif. I've been to Japan quite a few times. I think this is my 9th or 10th trip to Japan. And I've been to Osaka before, and because of the nightlife and the food, it's my favorite city in Japan. But I just came in, so I haven't experienced it this time. Algalif is a biotech startup company, even though we are 12 years old. We specialize in growing microalgae and producing products from microalgae. We have grown quite a bit since the beginning. Only few people in the very beginning. One of them, our CEO, Orri Björnsson, who is here with me. Now we are about 85 people. And what we have in the competition in the international market, which is where we compete, 99.99% of our production we export. Big chunk of it to Japan. Sustainability is one of the edges that we have, being an Icelandic company using only green geothermal energy. So we have taken that approach further, and we are doing everything we can to be as environmentally friendly as possible. And you can see that we are a carbon neutral certified company, which is actually quite easy when you're only using green geothermal energy. But none of our competitors in the world has this type of certification. And we've also gotten a lot of recognition and awards throughout these 12 years. Our main product is called astaxanthin. Astaxanthin is the strongest antioxidant found in nature, and we sell it into the nutraceutical business. That is our main market, our bread and butter. But we also have lots of other things in R&D. We are just about finishing our new plant expansion, so we are operating in 13,000 square meters in a state-of-the-art, high-tech, GMP certified facilities. And this makes us the single biggest, when everything is completely operational, which will be a few weeks from now, it will make us the single biggest producer of natural astaxanthin from microalgae in the world. So we are a very big fish in a very small pond, because astaxanthin is still a very small part of the whole nutraceutical market, but the world market is growing 20–25% every year. 20 years ago, the market was 0. Now it's considerable, and tens of millions of people are taking this on a daily basis. Maybe just to explain the picture that I have here, of these glass pipes. We grow all our microalgae in this type of glass pipes. We have approximately about 500 kilometers of them. So it's quite big. We have, I don't know how many trillions of individual microalgae in there. And then we use the geothermal energy and LED lights to grow the microalgae. It starts out green, and then it becomes red. Then we harvest the algae, we extract the oil from it. It contains all the astaxanthin that goes normally into capsules like these, and that is our main product. But obviously, since we have a R&D department, we have lots of weird products that we have tried out of our algae and our astaxanthin, but this is still our bread and butter. When I started with the company 4 years ago, about 1/3 of the employees were people with science education. Now, when we are growing, we have more operators, but we still have a very strong scientific foundation, both in the sense of growing the microalgae, which I believe we are probably the best company in the world in growing the microalgae. That has to do with lots of things: our location, our extremely clean water, our good energy, but last but not least, the science team that we have behind this. And then, on the other hand, on the product end, there's also lots of science involved because people want scientific results before they consume something as a nutraceutical. And astaxanthin actually has been researched a lot, and we are now doing our own human clinical studies in cooperation with European and American specialists. We are a supplier. We are only a B2B company. We do not have our own brand, really. We have a small brand that we sell in the domestic Icelandic market. Like I said before, that's about 0.01% of our business. So we are supplying to many of the best-known brands in the world. Over there is the most sold astaxanthin online in China. Here we have another one who is a bestseller on a website called iHerb, which is actually bigger than Amazon in nutraceuticals. We have a Korean brand that is a market leader in Korea. And then we have the best-selling brand on Amazon, best-selling astaxanthin brand on Amazon. They are all using our material. We focus on Europe, North America, and East Asia. We have been focusing on Asia more than the other areas for the past 3 or 4 years with good results. So Asia is now about 50% of our market. So about 25% goes to Europe, about 25% to North America, and about 50% to Asia. And we do this by just following good rules. We never try to invent the wheel. Selling products like this is, you have to have science-based approach to the selling. You have to look what the best are doing and try to learn from them. But at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. If people don't trust you, they will not buy from you. So a big part of my job as the head of sales and marketing is traveling around the world, having a glass of wine and a meal, and explain our company to people all around the world. I don't enjoy the air travel in themselves, but the rest of the thing I love. That is a very quick overview of what we do. We could obviously go through this in much more detail, but since we only were given 3 or 4 minutes, we tried to keep it short. But the bottom line is, like I said before, where are we? Yes, I'm giving this to you. We have a couple of keywords that we are working with: quality, reliability, sustainability, and science. These are our 4 keywords that everything revolves around, and then we are lucky enough to be able to produce at competitive prices. This is why we have grown this fast. Thank you.
はい、以上で全ての、ピッチ登壇が終了いたしました。皆様こちらの10社の中でもしご関心のある企業様がございましたら、事務局から送られますアンケートフォームの方にご記入の上お問い合わせをくださいませ。それでは今までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。